Hello. I am excited to jump on. Thank you so much, Kathy. I am Vanessa Wilde, and Kathy mentioned, I know Kathy from Super Saturdays. She started Super Saturdays in the area, and they built into the Market Council, and we founded the Market Council together. So I feel very honored for Kathy inviting me to do this call. Let me kind of give you a little bit about myself. I'll just be very brief so that we can get to the juice of this. Like I said, I'm Vanessa Wilde. I was born and raised in Canada, but I currently live in North Carolina. I am a mama of 2 boys. One is 2.5 and the other is 7 months. And I was thinking with my second that he'd be a little more mellow, but he's just as busy. So I'm a busy mama. And I have been married 6.5 years to my amazing husband. I am very, very lucky to have a super supportive husband. That's why I did the call right now, because he's watching the kids before we get them ready for bed while I do this. So there's no kids running in the background. Most of the time when I do my live videos on Facebook, the kids are around. But it's nice to show the real side of it. But I want to make sure that I hit on the points that I need to tonight. So I didn't want any distractions. What else about me? I fell in love with Beachbody because of Shakeology. That's really what I fell in love with. I did their programs, enjoyed their programs, but Shakeology is what I fell in love with. And the thing that really kept us on it, besides like craving and energy, was it's a TMI, but we're gonna get to know each other close apparently. I had really bad irregularity. I never went to the doctor, but I believe it was IBS. And I took everything to try to help it out. Nothing was working. And if you've ever had really bad irregularity issues, you know the pain that comes with it. Once I started drinking it, I was thinking I was just gonna lose weight. I was so excited for that. That was the only thing that actually healed my insides, and ever since then I've never had issues. So it's incredible, and I've been drinking it since 2012. No, 2011. 2011. But I signed up for a coach just for the discount. I was a discount coach for a couple years here and there. I'd do some coaching and stuff, but really the last few years I've gone all in, really learning, and have had to take a lot of leadership role myself. So Kathy's an incredible coach for your team. She gives you so much, so really appreciate what she's doing for you. To have an upline coach that, or a personally like your coach that has so much material for you, so much training, really appreciate that. So anyways, let me jump in because we want to get to this. So Kathy asked me to talk about something called the 12-week year. I have been reading the book, and I have fell in love. I am the type that I'm like, okay, I'm going to go for this goal, and it typically doesn't happen. And I've learned why, especially from this book. We start 2017 with this, okay, by the end of 2017, this is going to happen. Oh, this is my year, 2017. I am totally going to do this. And so 2016, I went into the year, and I was like, okay, I've got this. I am going to make this the best year yet. Was it the best year? No. Was it a good year? It wasn't bad. But the thing that didn't make it the best year yet was because I made it a full year goal. So let's talk about that. The very first aspect, so there's kind of 2 parts to this. The very first part we're going to talk about is vision. I'm sure you've heard Kathy talk about vision, and you may think it's crazy, you may think it's silly, but if you don't have a vision of where you want to go and what your life to look like, you're pretty much going around blinded. You need to know where you want to go. Why are you doing what you're doing? Because if you don't have that vision of where you want to go, what's the point of doing what you're doing every day? So your vision really is a long-term vision. So that means 5, 10, or 15 years. You decide when you sit down and write it. And a 3-year vision. So one of the things that you'll notice that I'm saying, your vision. So it's not what Kathy has in mind for you. It's what you have in mind for yourself. And I'll kind of tell you some things that I wrote down. So like, with my long term, we're talking, my husband and I, having our dream home with 30% or more down payment, traveling to see my family. My family is all over. I have my parents in Canada, my brother is in Florida, but he'll probably end up in California. My sister's in Idaho. Okay, so my family's all over. I want to be able to go see them. I don't want to just stay where I am and not see them all the time. So that's just a couple things with my long-term goal. There's more vision, sorry. There's more to that. My 3-year vision, 15-star diamond coach, making a 6-figure income. Those are the type of things, 3 years. Okay, so see yourself. What do you want to do? What do you want to have happen in that amount of time? You need to have an emotional connection to it. You need to, when you see this, you're like, I want that. I want that to happen. There's this tie to it. If it's something where you're like, oh, that'd be nice. It'd be nice to have a pool in my backyard. There isn't that connection to it. So you have to have that emotional connection that when you think about it, you're like, that's where I want to be. That is where I want to be. A lot of times when we think about our vision, it's so easy to have a small vision because we're scared. If you're like me, you're like, I can't get there. Like you have that self-doubt, which is why we do PD. But if your vision is small, then you're going to probably reach it. But why not make a big vision for yourself that you can go shoot towards? It should make you uncomfortable. If Kathy goes, hey, Diane, what's your vision? It makes you get these butterflies. You're like, Kathy, I don't want to tell you, but I will. It gets you like excited. It makes you uncomfortable. You're like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. I'm saying this. That's how your vision should be. The daily actions that you do each day should reflect your vision. So you know how there's those people that are like, I would love $1 million. That would be awesome. I'd love $1 million. Their actions aren't going towards that. They're like, well, maybe I'll win the lottery one day. But if they really want to have $1 million, their daily actions would help them get there. So what you're doing each day needs to get to that vision. It needs to take you a step closer to that vision. If you're not doing something today that doesn't get you closer to that vision, then you're not moving towards it. And that vision is just something you're imagining. But if you're doing something today to work towards it, then you're taking one more step towards that vision being a reality. I talked about making it uncomfortable. Share it. It's scary, it's uncomfortable, but you need to share it. It doesn't mean you have to go post it on Facebook. We as coaches, we love to post things on Facebook, and that is awesome. But it doesn't mean you have to run and post it on Facebook. It can mean messaging Kathy and saying, hey Kathy, I wanted to share my vision with you. It could mean talking to your husband, sharing your vision. I messaged my husband the vision I had, and we talked about that vision to make sure we were in line with our visions together. It could mean telling your best friend. But share it, because once the words come out, you're like, oh crap. This has to happen. I have to make this happen. And it becomes more real. Well, another thing that you need to do is write it down somewhere and read it, review it every morning. So every morning what I do is I read my affirmations. So if you haven't read about affirmations, you can go and read about it maybe online, but one amazing book to read about affirmations is Miracle Morning. It talks a lot about affirmations in the Miracle Morning. But I read my affirmations, and then after my affirmations, I read over my vision. Because then I know what I'm working for today. Because each day needs to be taking me closer to that. The other thing that I learned from one of my Beachbody corporate mentors that I carry with me is asking yourself at the end of the day, which goes back to doing those daily things to get you to that vision, is did I win the day? Meaning, did I move forward or closer to my vision, or did I go backwards? Winning the day doesn't mean you have to have sold a challenge pack today or sign a coach. It means doing those tasks that get you closer to your vision. So sit down. Did you get your invites in? Did you add to your network? Did you do your follow-ups? Did you do your workout, drink your Shakeology, do your PD? Those things mean you've won the day. And if you sit down at the end of the day and say, I won the day, then you're getting closer to your vision. All right. The other aspect I talked about was, now that we have this vision, because in order to make a 12-week plan, we have to know where that big picture, where we want to go. So now we're going to make a 12-week plan. So why a 12-week plan instead of saying, okay, I'm making a new 2017 goal? Why is it a 12-week year? 12 weeks gives enough time to accomplish a goal, but it creates urgency. It makes sure that every day counts. Because in 12 weeks, you need to make sure that you accomplish that goal. So today, I still have, if there's comments, it's not letting me see them. It says 10 comments so far. It's not letting me see them though. Now back to my train of thought. But if I go to bed tonight without sending the invites that I told myself that I would do, then that takes me one step behind my 12-week goal. And I'm not even going to calculate it. I taught first and second grade, so I'm not going to calculate it. But how many days? 12 weeks, 7 days a week. It really isn't that much time. So every single 24 hours counts. So that means, because you want to get to that vision, you may stay up late. That may mean you wake up early. Because there's that urgency to get to that 12-week goal, to get closer, even closer to that vision, you have that urgency. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick 1 to 3 goals. It depends what you're aiming towards. Pick 1 to 3 goals for those 12 weeks. Be very specific. It needs to be something that's measurable. I'm sure we've all had challengers that say, hey, I want to lose weight, or I want to be healthy. Okay, we get deeper because we want them to have something measurable. So at the end of this, they have something that they're like, I did that. I lost 10 pounds. So your goal needs to be measurable. You need to state it positively. One of the things that it talked about in the book that I really liked was, instead of saying, I'm going to have no more than a 2% error, you're going to have a 98% success rate. So state it in the positive form of what you want to do. So to me, I know there's a book, Go for No, but to me, with how they feel like it should be done, and I love it. I'm all about the positivity. You should be stating it as in, I will get 5 yeses today, instead of I will get 15 no's. So that means you need to keep inviting until you get your 5 yeses. So it's going to keep that positive mindset. Ensure that, I like this, ensure that your goal, your 12-week goal, is a realistic stretch, okay? Realistic stretch. So what does that mean? Realistic? That means if you're saying at the end of these 12 weeks, I want to make a 6-figure income, would that be realistic? Probably not. But you also want to make it a stretch. If you say at the end of the 12 weeks, you want to be an Emerald coach, that's not stretching you. That's not making you a bit uncomfortable, because realistically, Emerald coach can happen overnight. So there's no stretch with that. So make it a stretch, make it a little bit uncomfortable, but make it realistic that you can accomplish it in that 12-week time. So can you accomplish Diamond in a 12-week time? Yes. So if you are a coach right now or an Emerald, you can set a Diamond goal at the end of that 12-week time. That is very, very much doable. You might hear my kids. The other aspect with it is you need to have the accountability. also known as tracking. You need to make sure you're tracking what you're doing. There's so many ways to track, but you need to, in some form, track. So there's a business activity tracker to track what you're doing each day. Power of 3, you may have known. I use a mix of just tracking on the Power of 3, but also Streak. I'm in love with Streak. But you need to be tracking in some form to have that accountability to your actions every day. You need to just, now that you have that goal, you're going to keep yourself accountable. You need to figure out your weekly and daily things of what you want to do. So what do you want to accomplish each week? What do you want to accomplish each day to get you to that 12-week goal? And I'll give an example in just a little bit. Another thing is that you need to have a way to keep score. So you know each day what you want to do. So, for example, at the end of the day, you need to be able to know like a tangible number. So, how many invites were you supposed to do? Did you do your 5 invites that you said you were supposed to do? Did you do your 2 coach invites you said you were supposed to do? Those are tangible numbers of scorecard. If you did 4 out of 5, then you know you only did 4 out of 5. Those are tangible numbers that you can keep track of every day to score yourself. Did I do all of them? But you're keeping track daily of your scorecard so you know that you've accomplished what you said you would do. And the other aspect is to have people keep you accountable. Kathy's a great person for that. But there's other people in this group that you can use to keep you accountable. So weekly, check in. How did you do this week? Did you keep with what you set out to do? Do you need to adjust anything? Is there something you feel like you need to work on this week? And one other point I wanted to make before I give you an example is that they said in the book that if you do 85% of what you set out to do, you will hit your goal. Isn't that good to hear? That's like okay, I'm aiming for 100%, but if I miss just a little bit, it's okay. It's okay. I can do this. I'll give you an example. So let's just say your goal is diamond at the end of those 12 weeks. So what are some things we need to do to hit diamond? We need to assign coaches. So we need to have 8 total coaches, but to be safe, it's best to have probably 10 to be safe. So during those 12 weeks, why don't you sign 1 coach a week? If I sign 1 coach a week, then that will give me 12 coaches, and I'll for sure have the right number of coaches. To hit diamond, we need 2 emeralds. All right, so what are you going to do? I'm going to work with 2 of my coaches and talk with them every week to check in and mentor them to help them reach emerald. Okay, so those are some things that you need to do weekly. Well, what do you need to do daily? How many invites do you need to do? Typically, they say 1 in 10 people say yes. Does it happen all the time? No, but that's an average. So how many coach invites do you need to do in order to get, it told me, congratulations, this is your most commented on live video yet. And I can't see the comments. That makes me sad. Well, thank you. Anyways, 1 in 10 people will say yes, approximately. So how many invites do you need to do in order to get 1 coach a week? Think about that. So how many coach invites do you need to be doing? So in 1 week, let's just say you have to do 10 invites. If you work 6 days a week, that's 1 or 2 invites a day. So that's how you would break it up. And then each day you'd have your scorecard of how many coach invites you did. So here is my call to action to y'all. Set 1 to 3 12-week goals, starting Monday if you want. It's Tuesday, or you can even start it on Thursday. That's how I start mine. Thursday, because that's the Beachbody week. So set it Thursday. If you like the start of a fresh Monday week, do that. Break it down. What are the things you need to do weekly to get there? Maybe there's something that you only have to do once during it. Maybe you already have 1 emerald coach and you need another emerald coach. So help this person get to emerald. What do you need to be doing daily? and have a way to track what you're doing. Have that a place where you can write a scorecard. I forgot to bring my calendar up, but I got this calendar from Target. It was like $3, and it's on a clipboard. And I can write each day how many I've done, because I'm focusing on coach invites and challenge group invites. And I can write, I'm focusing also on how much volume I'm getting every week from my team cycle bonus. So I can write on Thursday what my goal is and what the realistic team cycle bonus, like what really happened, not realistic, what the reality was. And so I can see each week how I'm doing and where I need to push. I can see if my weak leg needs to jump up a lot more, or if my strong leg's doing really good still, or if it's dropped down. I can see that if it's on the right track. So that's my call to action to you. And to either, Kathy can decide what's best, but either post it in this group or send it to her. Because now is the time to get started. It's 2017, but it is not a whole year now. Your goal is a 12-week goal, because you're going to have that urgency to get there, because we're going to make this most successful time yet. So that by the end of, I think it was at this point, maybe the beginning of April into March, you will have said, oh my gosh, I just did the best 12 weeks I've ever done because I was so focused to hit my 12-week goal, because you created that urgency to get there. I'm sorry, I will respond if there's questions or anything. Post them below and I will respond to them. I wish I could see the comments. That makes me so sad. But thank you so much, Kathy. I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys got a lot out of this and are ready to go set some 12-week goals. I really recommend the 12-week goals for you to go read, and then you can learn even more and get deeper with it, because this is just a tip of what he talked about. And like I mentioned, if you need more help with affirmations, Miracle Morning is another great book for you. There's a book called Miracle Morning for network marketers, so specifically for us, and even gives tips for network marketers. So if you haven't read those, go check them out. Thank you, and have a fabulous night, and hopefully I'll get to see you guys soon, and bye!